3/4 of UN members now recognize the State of Palestine. Well, France 24's Jessica Le Masurier is in New York for that summit for a two-state solution today. She joins me now live from there. Jessica, this is France's big diplomatic push, but will this make any difference really for Palestinians?
That's a good question. This is a big push for diplomacy, not war. And that is what this place, the United Nations, is all about. And we're seeing France leading the charge here, certainly when it comes to pushing Western powers to recognize Palestine with this two-state solution conference and the anticipation that Macron will announce that France recognizes Palestine as a state. Now, yes, it is largely symbolic, but it is a step forward, a diplomatic step forward towards peace rather than war. And Macron is saying that this is really possibly one of the last chances to save the two-state solution, because as we know, the war is ongoing in Gaza. Palestinians are under siege, and there are fears of ethnic cleansing, possibly of Gazans ultimately being forced to leave Gaza. And so that's the atmosphere here at the UN. Those are the concerns from the vast majority of member states here. I must point out that most UN member states do recognise Palestine as a state, 3/4 of them, but the holdouts have really been Western powers. And so what we're seeing now is more Western powers recognising Palestine. Now, Macron is going to be speaking at this conference. He's hoping to inspire others and to help make world powers take further steps to end the war and to move onto the diplomatic track. But of course, Palestine's really going to be the elephant in the room during this conference here at the UN, because the Trump administration did not give a visa to the Palestinian delegation. So Abbas is going to be appearing via video link. And there are a lot of questions as to what difference this conference and the recognition of Palestine by so many member states will actually make on the ground. But certainly the Palestinians who I've spoken to, especially those in Gaza, do see it as a glimmer of hope for them and as a sign that Israel and the United States, its key ally here that has blocked so many Security Council resolutions, are very much isolated on the world stage.
Jessica, that's all what's happening there in New York today. Talk us through what else we can expect this week at the UN General Assembly.
Well, the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has called this the World Cup of diplomacy this time round for the 80th General Assembly. But he said that it's not about scoring points, it's about solving problems. And the world is facing a lot of problems, from these intractable wars in Gaza, Ukraine, Sudan and elsewhere. Also the rise of artificial intelligence, its use in warfare, and of course climate change. All of these problems in turbulent times. We are hoping to see some concrete diplomacy here, some steps being taken. Now, Donald Trump, the US president, is returning to speak here at the United Nations, and all eyes will be on him on Tuesday when he's here. He is going to speak early in the day. In the past, we've heard him be very boastful on the podium of the General Assembly. We could probably hear him boast about his track record and try to make the case that he should get the Nobel Peace Prize. In the past, world leaders have chuckled when he's been so boastful, but this time round they might not be so quick to laugh, because the UN is also facing a liquidity crisis, and it very much needs the help of the United States in order to continue its activities across the globe. We've seen the US slash foreign aid funding, and so there's also a lot of nervousness here. We're going to have a debut here as well from the new Syrian president, a terrorist turned statesman, you might say, and so everyone will be watching him very closely as well. He's hoping to negotiate for an end to the UN sanctions that are on him, so we might see some fruitful diplomacy there. Certainly his appearance is controversial due to real threats against minorities in Syria right now. And we may see some progress on the Iran dossier. Those snapback sanctions are due to come into force by the end of the month, and Iranian leaders will be looking to negotiate on that.
Jessica, thank you for that. Jessica Le Masurier reporting from New York.